This is my live stream. Hopefully you can hear me and see me and stuff. This is an LU 3 Plus. This is the preferred printer for me because it's really big. It's 300 by 300 by 400. And for like a cosplayer, you can print almost any helmet, except for some of the ridiculously huge ones, in one go. That's what can you ask for in that, honestly. Also, I really hope that you guys can hear me because it's late at night. I don't want to yell, and I live in an apartment. And one of the main things about my channel is cosplaying and 3D printing in an apartment, especially overseas, because I live in Korea too. So let's open this bad boy up. Hopefully I remove all my address stuff because I don't need anyone to be coming over trying to start any nonsense. Now even though I do have affiliate links to buy this printer, I bought this printer myself with my own money. So the video is not being sponsored by nobody, and hopefully you guys all understand that. Like it's like almost every printer, they're packed up pretty good. They're going to come with like all your good stuff. Your good stuff is hidden right here. You've got your manual. Dude, I'm not going to read that. Spool thingy. This is for your iPad thing that controls everything. Spool goes up here. I think I like putting it on this side. No, I don't like that side. I'll put it on this side. Either way, I'll figure it out in a second once I put it all together. Knee over here. Your bag of goodies and everything that you really need to put this bad boy together. Like your tools. Honestly, I keep these. I never throw them away. I'm a little hoarder that way. It's probably not healthy. Got all your bolts. Definitely want to need that. Put it in an area where I can get easily to. USB connector. Filament that I have never used ever. Bye-bye. This is super useful. This is the run out sensor. Make sure you don't use that. That could go over there. Extra heads for your printer. A USB. A USB. No. Correction. This is new. Sorry. This is new. It's a USB with a SD card. I usually buy my own SD cards. I don't use the ones that come with the printer. If you really need to, these work fine. But if you have like problems with your prints, it might actually be your SD card that's causing them. So it's always better to buy a better version of an SD card. So that is still useful. Go and put it over here though. Now this thing right here, a lot of people don't know what this is for. This is to clear out clogs in your printer head. So keep this around until you buy a actual tool. They sell them on Amazon. It looks like a screwdriver because it has a screwdriver head, but it has like this long metal tube and you push down on it. I have no idea where I bought it, but if I find it on my Amazon shopping cart, I'll link it one day. So we put all that crap over here. Got a power cord, but I live in Korea, so I'm going to use a Korean power cord because these will work in United States 110 and European and Asia 220. And I'm like 95% sure there's no little buttons, it's just automatic, but don't quote me on that. Don't blow up your printer like I did for my Ender 3. The sole reason why I'm even buying all of these. Now, I like to keep all this stuff as well as I can because I move it around a lot. Now, 1 second. Alright, so this is like the little arms that help keep the, whatever this bad boy is called, stable. So it's super useful. I'll put this in the back over here. Put it down over here. Now we get to the meat and potatoes. The little iPad control head, super useful, you need it. So removing all this junk. Make sure nothing's in here. Now the main part of this printer. Like back in the day, with old school Ender 3s, it was a pain to put together. I swear to God, the first few days of owning an Ender 3 was putting it together. Alright, cool. Also, a really cool thing about the Elegoo Neptune 3 Plus is you probably won't be able to see it, but you have 3 dials on each side for leveling, because this ain't a manual level 3D printer like some of the newer ones. You have to manually level it the first time, but it holds pretty good. Alright. First thing first is figuring out the orientation of whatever this bad boy is called. Now the orientation for this is want these rotor thingies to be in the back. And you have like little screws that go in here. Now, realistically, it's going to be a little bit tricky because I'm not trying to show off my bum to y'all too much. Face. So you have 4 big long bolts. They're going to be going to these 4 holes down here. Let's find that happen. So what I suggest you do is kind of sit down. So these 4 bolts are over nothing. Or the 4 holes are over nothing. Get your bolts out. If you have a friend, a wife, or a girlfriend, have them help you. But I am a lonely fuck. I don't got any of that shit. Also, it's always good to figure out what your tools are before you try to have your hands trying to do 400 things. Especially when you're doing this by yourself. Something my dad would always say when I used to work on cars with him was hand tighten stuff as much as you can, then you use the tools to do the rest of the job. Because if you try to use the tools to start tightening it, you're just going to have a bad day. Also, alternate between sides. You don't want to get one side super tight and then find out, oh, this side is not actually aligned correctly. Then you're just going to have a bad day. Don't do that to yourself. But a cool thing about this is the black plate has like indentations where stuff is supposed to go, so it makes it so easy. Like, God forbid, God, I really do love the Ender 3. Like the old school $150 Ender 3. But it was so frustrating to put one of those bad boys together. Like, God, it almost made me want to quit back in 2018, putting Ender 3 together. But definitely teaches you a lot of, one, patience, and how to troubleshoot a 3D printer. These new 3D printers, a lot of troubleshooting is kind of out of there because you don't run into the same BS problems. I'm trying to not cuss, but I'm a Navy brat. Like my dad was in the Navy, then I joined the Army, so I'm not in the Army anymore, but I kind of SOL'd. That's why I try to work nights, so I don't have to actually talk to too many people. I just do work. Because people would complain. It's like, oh, he cussed too much. It's like, it's a comma, dude. Shut up. Not even angry at you yet. Alright, getting there. Want to get alternate between the outers and then the inners. Between the legs. Wow, wow. If you're commenting, I can't see what you're saying, but hey, appreciate everything you're saying. Also, I'm going to try to upload this as a video too. But who knows? This is my first live video, so we'll see what happens. Okay, that feels fairly tight, like a tiger. Where's the hole? There we go. But you want to make this as tight as possible. That's like the crucial thing for building a 3D printer. Everything really needs to be tight for especially the frame stuff. There's some give for other things, but don't go crazy for the give. Alright, so that's plugged in. Alright, so you have these little connectors in the back. It's really easy. You have to try to mess this up, be honest. So this only has one connector, plugged it in, boom. This one has 3 connectors. Oh no. But the cool thing is, these guys, new people will make mistakes. So the 2-pin goes to the 2-pin, male and female. And then the 3-pin goes to the 3-pin, male and female. And then this bad boy connects to here. Boom. Nice and done. Easy. Like I said, I can't emphasize how actually easy this is compared to like older school printers. Now, this becomes a little iffy if I remember correctly when I was putting these together. Because you have this thing here that's supposed to connect to something up here, I think. Up to here? Yeah. Alright. So when you have dual rods like this, twist them together when you're doing this manually because it can cause an imbalance. Alright, so this black thing here next to up here, it has a little pilot hole for it to swivel, and this to actually screw down. If I remember correctly, I said the pilot hole sucks, but we'll find that out in a second. Because everything gets really close to this rod, and I don't really like that because this moves, and that's going to cause fraying on electronics. And that's not cool. No one likes that. Yeah, and the funny thing is, the bloody thing doesn't even fit. Okay, one second. Yeah, now I remember this. The clip is needed, trust me. You don't want this to be all over the place. No one wants that. So I'm bending this slightly, not to break it, just to make it more workable. And I'm putting the bolt in the bottom part here. So let me bring this up to the camera. So this is how you see it. So you're just screwing this into this hole up here. Once you actually get this printer, everything's like really like no-brainers. Like it's been 3 months since I put one together, and I still remember how to do it. And of course I say I remember how to do it. It does have a very good manual that tells you how to do stuff, so it's always good to follow the manual, especially the first few times. See, I just don't like how this gets so bloody close to this rod. That's just me being a little nervous guy. Now when you plug this in, you want to make sure the head is all the way over here. Oh, by the way, check this out. I don't know if you can see how much this is moving. That's horrible. Let's fix that right now without any bullshit in the way. Okay, so you have a nut down here and a nut down here. You want to tighten it. You gotta make sure it's actually tightening. Okay, now you see how it's not moving as much? That's actually good. That's what you want to see. Now the bolt, it has like a little loop, so if you keep on tightening, it's going to unloosen. So you have to find that sweet spot. And you really don't want this bad boy to be moving much. When I say much, I mean almost nothing. But you actually want it to be able to flow easily. Because eventually you might have to replace these wheels because these are rubber. If you put too much pressure, they'll just degrade. So that looks a lot better. I'm happy for that. Now for this, make sure you go underneath this bar here, because if you go above it, you're just going to have a bad day. Let me show you here. Now there's this little guide for the ribbon strip. Open this bad boy up. Push it in, and the little clippy thingies, almost like a Venus fly plant thingy, just eats it up. Then you put shit in so it fits in nice and good. You know what? It's all zip ties. I'm just going to use zip ties because I just never really like this thing and how close it gets to the bloody the bolt. So I'm just going to zip tie it to here. Let me show you. Alright, so what you're probably wondering is like, oh, what does this go to? This thing goes over to here. So plug that bad boy in. Make sure it's not backwards like I just put it in. Idiot. Now, where is this? Where are you, buddy? Come on, pop up. There should be a sensor plug-in somewhere. Oh, here we go. Got it. So there's like a little other 3 plug. Put the female into male. Boom. I always like testing stuff to make sure everything feels good. So that is nice and happy. What the fuck's this for? Alright, I need to make sure I'm using the right bolts. They're named pretty well. Alright, so I was correct. These 2 bad boys go up to here. Now, it's really up to you how you want this. You can put it up to here, but I don't know, that just feels weird to me. Facing this way, like the edge here. So I always kind of put it this way. I don't know if it makes it more sturdy or less sturdy, but In the picture, it shows it put it this way. And these guys did design this, so I'm just going to take their advice. Now you have these two little nutty thingies ready to place in there. So it's nice and easy. So you just line it up. Drop this bad boy. Not drop that. Drop the screw down there. Cool. Now, what I like to do is use the Allen wrench to push the little nut thingy in there and look through the hole and be nice and careful with it so it lines up. So you're not trying to just have a bad day. We're not here to have a bad day. We're here to have great days. All right. Now the runout sensor has a little piece that insert thing that goes into here. It doesn't matter which way this goes because, well, it spins pretty freely. And you want that to be spinning pretty freely. And you want this to be spinning pretty freely too. I'm going to take some bigger bolts. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta let stuff fall and not to be too worried about it. Now you make it tight and secure, but you want this to have play to go up and down because your spool is going to be feeding filament in here, and if it's too tight, the filament might get snagged, and that will cause print failures. If it's too loose, well, of course it's going to fall out, and that sucks. This is the filament sensor connector. Plug it in, 3 pins. Like I said, these guys made it really dummy proof. They know who's going to be using this printer. Definitely more hobbyist bros. Oh, that goes over here. Alright, because I lied to you. I'm looking at the manual. Alright, so you have 3 screws. Apparently you have washers in this too, but it doesn't show you using the washers. I might use those for a future project. Okay. Put those back. So that's not what we're looking at. We need these bad boys. Alright, so this little lippy thingy goes down. It should be so evident because the holes are pretty easily seen. I just like feeding everything in first. Make it a little bit easier. Insert the Allen key to make sure you got the right Allen key. Get it back in frame. Oh hey, little foam piece. Make sure I want to start a fire over there. Mind you, I am a affiliate of LQ, but I bought this printer with my own money. So if you do want to buy this printer, please use my link. That'd be super cool. Like everyone else, everyone's trying to get their side hustles on. Now there is a slight issue when you're doing this. One, you can't really see what you're pushing in. Also, there's a magnet on the back, and that catches the Allen wrench. It just makes it a little bit harder. Also, don't do one screw all the way down. Just kind of get it started. So you find a bloody hole. Because if you get one screw down, it will make it hard to put the other ones in. I am now professional at this, so my time is probably about, it's going to probably be about the same as yours. But I have done this a few times. This is my fourth LGU Neptune 3 Plus that I put together. Like a hobby, because this is a hobby, you can't make it into a business. So there's some jokers that legitimately quit their own jobs because they make enough money doing this. But the hobby has gotten so much easier than it used to be. Now we're going to install this. You put the little phone jack. What is this? It's a 45 jack, basically an old school phone. Plug it into the front. Boom. And like I said, there's a little magnet that holds this on. Oh, there's like a little plastic protector because this is a touchscreen, which is super cool. Alright, where the fuck does this go? Why do I have extra screws? Oh, because I'm an idiot. That's why I have extra screws. Where the bloody holes at? The arms. Because it's such a tall printer, having these arms support it is so crucial. Because this would sway no matter what. So having a third point of contact will definitely help it make it more sturdy. In a few, maybe in a week or so, I'm getting the K1 mats. But that put together video is going to be like, hey, I opened a box. It's done. Because that's like a, basically a, I've been told, a very easy to go put together printer. Now I could just find a way Allen wrench. Okay, cool. Okay, so the washer that I was looking at before goes down here. It looks like the longer screw in the pack of 4 screws goes in the bottom. There's a little hole back here. Once again, start with your hand. Make it nice and easy for you. Oh, possibly not be an idiot. I put the washer on the outside because, like I said, I am dumb. Okay, so put the washer touching the actual printer, being in between the arm. And start that bad boy up. Don't tighten it all the way because you have to put it up here. Now sometimes your arms are a little bit too long and you're going to have to shorten them by just turning them. But I'm in luck and my arms are perfect. Or just about. We'll find out in a second here, kids. Now this one, it really shouldn't matter if you go super tight on one arm similarly and then put the other one on, but in the end, make these super tight. This needs to be rigid. Now you just do the same process over. Hoping not make the same mistakes. For anyone that's commenting, I do see the comments. I just can't read them because it's like super far away. I'm using my iPhone because this is very professional. Ah, shoot. You know what I forgot to do? Usually I have like a little connector that connects up to here to keep this out of the way because sometimes this drags down. I'll take pictures of it in one of my shorts. Alright, move that out of the way. This one was a little bit harder, so I need to use the tool the whole entire time. Come on, baby girl. Come on, be cool. So this one's definitely being a little bit more troublesome. So if it's becoming more troublesome, use the shorter of the Allen wrench connectors because you get more torque and it gets a little bit easier to put that bad boy in. You might hear my dog snoring because he's a good boy and he's not being interrupting. I was actually thinking he was going to jump up here, but alright, now it's time to make everything super tight. And we're basically done. Now there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to level 3D printers, which you're definitely going to have to do for this one because you have to level it. You can use this little triangle thing. That seems lame. I'll probably going to use like one of the papers that's inside the 3D printer, or just a normal printer paper to level this bad boy. But that's basically it. Like I said, this is a really good 3D printer. I like it. It's supported, like there's extra parts. It's easy to get extra heads if you ever run into problems. Easy to get extra nozzles. Like I've owned one for over a year, 3D printing almost constantly that whole entire year, and it hasn't failed me yet, knock on wood. And it hasn't blown up, hasn't got any issues. Also, you have these little connector things to make things tighter. Like, I don't know if you hear that, but it has like a little twine. That's what you want to hear. This feels good too. But yeah, so that's the end of this live video. For anyone who did watch, thank you for watching. I'm going to try to save it and then put it up on my YouTube channel. See what happens. Thank you. How did I end this fucker?